Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, many things to mention. Real Madrid and the details of a second new contract for Raul Asencio. Something to clarify on Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, many questions, and also Christopher Nkunku, future at Chelsea. Let's jump into it together. And so guys, I wanted to start today's video by explaining to you what's going on with one of the most talented defenders in the world, Raul Asencio, playing at Real Madrid. Yes, because I've spent the last 3-4 months telling you how the agreement was close to extend his contract, then they got a green light to proceed with all the signatures. So today, I was telling you, and I can confirm, that Raul Asencio formally signed his contract at Real Madrid. And so, contract valid until June 2029. But the story is not over here, because what's going on? My understanding is that Raul Asencio basically had in his contract with the academy, as Raul Asencio at the beginning of the season was still an academy player at Real Madrid, had a clause into his contract to eventually extend this contract till 2029. It was expiring in 2026 and had a raise clause of 50 million euros, but had a specific clause to extend this agreement till 2029. And basically what Real Madrid did in agreement with Raul Asencio, because he had to give a green light to these conditions, is to trigger this clause. So basically Real Madrid extended the previous contract of Raul Asencio till 2029. Why doing this? To reward the player, of course, and also to remove the 50 million euros release clause, which is always dangerous. Raul Asencio was never entertaining talks with any other club, despite interest from several countries, including England, and not only. He only wanted Real Madrid, but for the club was important to make sure this new contract was activated. So the current deal of Raul Asencio is valid until 2029 now, but activating the clause into his former contract to extend for 3 more years. Now what happens? My understanding, confirmed also by Manuel Diaz, the agent of the player, is that Raul Asencio is already in conversations with Real Madrid to sign a completely new contract, and it's likely to happen in the summer. It's not something that is going to happen now, March or April, because they are not in a rush. Raul Asencio loves Real Madrid. Raul Asencio wants to play for Real Madrid. Raul Asencio wants to win titles at Real Madrid, so he's not even considering the approaches from other clubs. Real Madrid are super happy with Asencio. I told you how happy is Florentino Perez, how happy is Carlo Ancelotti, how happy is the management of the club, so super happy with the player. And so basically what's going on between Raul Asencio and Real Madrid is that now they are already negotiating a completely new contract for the summer or the upcoming months, valid until June 2031. So let me explain to you. Contract activated till 2029, but new contract to be signed in the next months till 2031. This is showing the Real Madrid strategy around the talent Raul Asencio for the future. The future of Jadon Sancho is going to be a topic in the next months, because we can confirm what we already reported a few weeks ago. Chelsea have an obligation to buy for Jadon Sancho from Manchester United. So in the end of the summer transfer window 2024, they agreed on a loan deal with obligation to buy for Jadon Sancho, up to £25 million package based on Chelsea position in the final Premier League table, but the expectation of sources is for the agreement to be absolutely, it's always been for the agreement to be triggered for something around £25 million as final number. But now what we can say on Jadon Sancho is that Chelsea can release the player and send him back to Manchester United by paying £5 million. What's Chelsea's position as of today? They are quite happy with Jadon Sancho. Of course, in the recent months, his performances were not at the same level as the beginning of the season. Jadon Sancho is very happy at Chelsea, so he would love to stay at Chelsea, but it really depends on what's going to happen in the next months. So at the moment, Chelsea are not activating anything in terms of sending the player back to Man United. It's also important to clarify that Man United are not counting on Sancho, and Sancho is not planning to return to Man United. So in any case, they would need a different solution. It's not about staying at Man United. But for Chelsea, now, full focus on Premier present, full focus on Champions League spot, trying to have the best of Sancho for these final months, and then assessing the situation before the start of the club's World Cup, because in that moment they will have to decide on Jadon Sancho, pay £25 million, keep the player in the squad, or let him go back to Man United but pay £5 million extra fee. Many questions, guys, from you on Marcus Rashford's situation at Manchester United and Aston Villa. Villa have an option to buy the player for something around £40 million, but what's the situation as of today? My understanding is that Aston Villa are very happy with Marcus Rashford, and when I say Aston Villa is Monchi, the director, is all the people at the club, and of course the manager, Unai Emery, who loves this kind of challenges. You know, when the player is talented, the player is good but needs extra motivation, he loves this kind of job. He did that with Raul Asencio, now also with Marcus Rashford. Aston Villa are not deciding anything now. So Aston Villa, end of March, beginning of April, they are not planning to activate anything for Marcus Rashford. End of the season, when they understand about Champions League, when they understand about European football, when they understand how was the whole season, they will assess also the financial situation. Financial fair play is a crucial topic for Aston Villa. We know that already 1 year ago was a similar situation, and then Aston Villa will communicate their decision. But at the moment, what I can tell you to answer your questions on Marcus Rashford is that Villa is very happy with the player, technical point of view, very happy with the player's attitude in these months he spent at Aston Villa, so they are very happy with the situation. Now they have to decide and see whether they are able to pay the £40 million or not, but this is something that will be discussed for sure in the next months. Guys, I wanted to close this video by mentioning the situation of Christopher Nkunku, because I was here in January telling you, keep an eye on Nkunku. If they receive a permanent transfer proposal, he could leave Chelsea. They didn't, because there was some approach over a loan for Nkunku, but for Chelsea was never the case, and for the player was never the case. Now, again, Chelsea fully focused on the present, fully focused on Champions League football for next season. But my understanding also in this case of Christopher Nkunku is that there is still a possibility for the player to leave Chelsea in the summer, to try something different and to play on regular basis elsewhere. That's a possibility. There was interest from Bayern, strong interest from Bayern in January, interest from Manchester United. So let's see what's going to happen around Nkunku. But my feeling is that there is still a chance for Nkunku to leave Chelsea in the summer and try a different experience in case there is a good proposal on the table. So we mentioned also in another video, you can find everything here on my YouTube channel, how many players have the opportunity to leave Chelsea on a permanent transfer in the summer. I was mentioning Kepa, I was mentioning Sterling, I was mentioning Ben Chilwell, and many others. But today is important to say that also Christopher Nkunku could be one to watch, because he wants to play on a regular basis. Now, again, all together at Chelsea. Final games, Champions League is the dream target, so they will go for that. Nkunku is absolutely needed. Nkunku knows that, full focus on that. But it's also important to mention that the summer could be different, and the story between Chelsea and Nkunku could be open again to proposals in the summer transfer window. And so, guys, tell me your thoughts on all these stories by mentioning Raul Asencio and Real Madrid, Jadon Sancho, what's your feeling on Jadon, stay at Chelsea or not, Marcus Rashford, similar situation with Aston Villa, and then Christopher Nkunku, stay at Chelsea or maybe try something different. Let me know, guys, your opinion here in comments. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Ciao.